Can you describe to me what you see?
Yeah, so I was seeing, as we were moving back, I kept having an image of a little girl, and she's got like black hair, but she's wearing like a dress that has lace, like it's made out of, not lace, it's like a, looks like a Little House on the Prairie dress, where they have that kind of thicker cottony material, but it has like little laces on this around the sleeves.
Mm-hmm.
And but their shoes are little black, like cloggy shoes. Like they're kind of cumbersome, just very. They strap on like supposed to be like a dress shoe, but they're dirty. They're not really kept in good shape because she's wearing them out in like the grass a lot and on the dirt. But she's having fun playing. She likes to play and run and laugh, and she likes to be outside.
What color is her skin?
It's white.
It's white. What color is her hair?
It's black.
It's black.
It's very dark, at least. It's very dark, if not black. Like a dark, dark brown with black in it.
Do you feel that you're observing this?
No.
Or do you?
I feel that I'm this little girl, but I can see her completely.
Okay.
But it's just showing me like kind of running around in circles and skipping and laughing and just having fun.
Is there anyone else around you?
Mm-mm. No, but I see like I'm in a grassy setting, like kind of like a higher to my thighs, or kind of high grass.
Are there any buildings around you?
Mm-mm. There's like an old town nearby.
So
Like an old dusty town, it looks like Little House on the Prairie time. Like where it's very simple. And where I see like there's like horse and buggy, and it's how people get around.
Okay. Do you feel like you live near there?
Mm-hmm.
So let's go to where you live.
There's a little porch, and it's like a little house made of wood. But there's an area where you step up, and then there's like an overhang on the front of the door, so it's like a covered porch.
Uh-huh.
But it's a very small house.
So do you think it's like just maybe a one-room home?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't see other rooms. I just see like a main room when you go in. Just a table sitting there.
Are you the only one in the house right now?
Yeah, but I feel like I have a little sister.
How old do you think you are?
Like maybe 6 or 7.
So your little sister's
She's
younger
like
than
4.
you too?
She's like 4, 3 or 4.
Ah. So where do you feel everybody else is?
I feel like my dad's out in town working, like he works somewhere.
Uh-huh.
Like he's not in the house. And I feel like my mom works in the house. Like, I feel the feeling of doing laundry. And I see a woman hanging a laundry from a basket on clothespins, and she looks like she's wearing one of those long skirts with the apron that comes in front of her down, in front of her skirt. It's like a grayish color, like a gray brown, very drab. Nothing has color here. It's very dusty and brown and no color. It's like no one has color.
So let's
Very
go up
colorless
to
place.
to where your mom is,
Mm-hmm.
and describe more of what her features look like, what her color of her hair is and stuff.
Her hair's brown, and she's like a nice lady. She's a pretty lady. She has her hair up like in a bun kind of style.
And do you know what they call you? Do you have a name?
The first name that came to my mind is Gertrude or something.
If I called you Gertrude, would that resonate with you?
I don't like that name. This is an ugly name. So I'm like, really, Gertrude? I don't know. We're gonna go with that one.
Okay.
Because that's just what popped in my head.
And what about your sister? What do you call her?
I see little sister. I don't know.
Do you have any other siblings?
Mm-mm.
No, just the two of you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, are you still too young to go to school then?
I don't feel like I'm going to school.
Okay. You're just enjoying the outside and playing with your...
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what else is there around your house?
It's like a very lot of dirt road, like a dirt area. I feel like there's a couple of houses nearby, but there's really such a very dry kind of feel in the air. And maybe there's some crops like where they have potatoes and doesn't seem like much can grow there.
Are there a lot of trees around?
No, actually, it's very blah. There's just not. It's very open. It's very open. And it's like there's nowhere to really go for shade.
Except for inside the house.
Mm-hmm.
And when you go inside the house, does it have a dirt floor or a wooden floor?
It's wooden floor.
Okay. Well, at least you get away from the dirt for a little while.
Yeah, but it's like all over their shoes, and it's just, not a... I guess I'm in my nice dress. I'm supposed to be in my nice dress, but I'm plain in it. And that's those are my nice shoes, but... Yeah, there's like a meadow close by. Not really close by, but I guess close enough. It's on the left side of me. My house is on the right.
So now let's close that scene and let's move into another important day and time in that lifetime as that little girl. And once you've gotten into that important day and time, I want you to describe to me, what do you see? What's happening?
I see like like a teenager, like an older version of me. School age still.
Okay.
Older, like a teenager.
You still in that same town,
I am.
the same house?
I feel like calmer now. I don't play as much. Matter of fact, I feel like I like to read. I still feel like I'm by myself. Like I don't really have a connection with anybody. I just like to be by myself.
And when you get to be by yourself, what do you prefer to do?
Read. Like, I like to read.
And what type of things do you like to read about?
I don't know. Let me see. It feels like other places, like places of bigger than me, bigger than outside of our town, like fables of more out there in the world. Like I have a yearning to be out there in the world and be a part of something more than this dusty town. Like I have my head in the clouds about wishing to see and adventure into more.
Do you share this excitement for bigger things and
No,
adventure
no.
with anyone?
No, it's not acceptable.
It's not comfortable?
It's not acceptable.
All acceptable?
No, especially for women. They're not to do bigger things. They're just to stay home and to cook and clean and take care of their families. That's not what I want to do. I don't even want to have a family. I just want to go adventure, but you can't talk about going on adventure. It would be unheard of.
So what else is happening around you at this time?
I just go off by myself because it's better that way. It feels better that way. I get to be in my own world and be in my own dreams. And
Are you going somewhere, or are you just going outside just
going out by myself, like walking in and go sit down by a tree and just be.
Okay. So once you get to the place that you want to get to, and that you decide to kind of just take a break and sit, let me know when you get there and describe to me what you see.
I see the town far from me. I'm in the grassy area underneath a big tree. I like this tree. I go there often to be by myself.
Does anybody ever try to come with you?
No,
Does anybody
I
ever...
really don't associate with people.
Really?
I don't feel like I do. I feel like I don't care about people. I just don't care. Like I'm not trying to make friends, or I don't care about having friends, or I felt like it's kind of alone, but I'm okay with that.
What do your parents or say about that?
I don't think that they really pay attention to me. They just think that, well, she just does what she does, and there's not a lot of expectation of me, though. I don't seem to have to be or do anything, like necessarily, that I'm not doing.
How old do you think you are now?
I feel like around 17 or something. 16 or 17.
And what about the people that are the same age of you in your school? Is there anybody else the same age that goes to school?
Yeah, I'm certain, but I don't. This is more about me, not about them.
So they don't even
I don't
concern themselves with you or even try? But you've been living there a long time, so they probably know this about you already, huh?
Probably, yeah.
So,
I
tell
feel
me,
very introverted.
when you're sitting there with the tree, what kind of thoughts go through your mind?
Like I wish things were different.
In what way?
That there is more opportunity. Like, if I were in a big city, there'd be more opportunity to do something.
So if you were in a big city, what would you might try to...
I feel like if I were in a big city, I would try to have a job. Like I would try to work and not in the fields. Like I want to work and do something other than the fields. Or home, keeping a home, like my mom. I just feel like there'd be, let me see if I can pinpoint it. Like I see, there's a picture I'm being shown a picture of like fashionable women who wear big hats and fancier dresses, and they look very elegant, and they seem to be living a higher class life, and they get to experience, like, there's a lot of people in the city, there's a lot of people who are movement in the streets, men and women, and hustle and bustle of chatter, and I feel like I'm standing in the street and I'm watching them live like they having balls and galas to attend. There's an air of aristocrat in the air, is what I feel and see. Like men with top hats and coats, and women and looking again elegant, and life looks easier for them. And I want that kind of a life.
So how much longer do you have until you can maybe leave, and do you have to wait a certain length of time before you can leave to go to the city to try to get a job, or?
No, I feel like I'm at that time.
No.
It's just making the opportunity happen, I guess.
Ah.
Knowing I can do it.
Have you asked your parents about maybe trying to do something like that?
I don't feel like I want to have a conversation with them about it, because it's so different. Like they won't understand. I don't think that I ever had a conversation, but that I don't want to. I just want to go. Just do it. But I really see that life of different, like I know it.
And what is your little sister doing? What kind, does she have no care in the world, or does she have dreams of bigger things?
I don't know. I'm feeling that she's got friends, and that she's more socialite, and that she's hanging out with, like, she gets to hang out with a lot of the kids of her own age, and she's fine having a social life.
I see. So now let's move ahead in that lifetime to another important day and time in that lifetime. Describe to me what's happening and what do you see that's going on?
I don't see anything.
Okay. So let's go back. Go back into to a time, another important time that's important, that may be affecting this current lifetime. Describe to me what's happening. Do you see anything?
No, but I'm getting a tingle in my right leg.
Okay.
Nothing.
If you feel like you need to take a deep breath in to just absorb and move into that tingling sensation. So let's move back to the time that you were sitting underneath your favorite tree. That young girl.
It's funny, I went there right before you said it.
Okay. So now let's go and take me to...
You know, it's funny, you take me there, and I instantly go to the place in the city.
Okay.
It's like the place in the city is connected to that place under the tree.
Okay.
Now I can see again, but before I couldn't see anything.
Okay.
That's interesting.
That's okay. So what are you seeing?
Again, the exact same scene, like nothing's changed.
Is it the city or is it the...
I prefer to see the city.
Okay.
I prefer to see that.
So as you're seeing the city, do
I
you
feel like I've been
like
in the city.
You are in the city?
Yeah, I can see the city. I'm in the city.
Okay.
Somehow I guess I made it. I don't know how I made it, but I see everything. It's not something I read in a book. I'm
Okay.
seeing it, and so
Are you
I'm
hearing
there.
the hustle and bustle, like you were
yeah,
describing?
I'm hearing like the horses clink clank, like clackety clack clacks, you know, and I really love. I'm about 23
Okay.
here. That's where I feel that's the age that comes to my mind is 23, and I'm young and I feel fierce out here. Like I feel like I can live and breathe here.
Did you feel before that you were just
I was so
being stifled?
So stifled. It's like I do not want to do this drab, colorless place.
Is there a lot more color where you're at now?
Yes, there's culture. There's like, yes, there's class, and I like class. I like a different, and even though I'm not of the same class, I blend in really well.
So how do you blend in real well?
Because I look the part.
And how are you able to look the part?
I don't know. Let me see if I can see. I just know that I feel like I blend in and that nobody would know the difference. They don't know where my background is from.
And do you share that with anyone?
No. They don't need to know. I feel like I've created a new identity for myself.
Have you created a new name? Because it didn't seem like you liked that name.
I did not like that. That was an ugly name. That was like one of the worst names. I was going to be Bartholomew. That's how hideous it is. I'm sorry for all you Gertrudes out there.
My mom was going to call me Gretchen.
Oh, God.
So,
I was between a cross between a Gretchen and a Gertrude. I wasn't sure what it was. It's so funny.
oh, that's fun.
That came up.
Yeah, it was going to be a Gretchen or a Michelle. I ended up being Michelle.
Well, you got lucked out.
Because usually when you take on a new identity, you take on a new name. That's what you typically hear. So I was just wondering about
Liz.
Liz.
That resonates very strongly. It gives me body chills when I say it, and I think it lives.
Okay, Liz. So when I say Liz, that resonates well.
Mm-hmm.
Body chills, like you were saying.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Liz, what are you doing now? What are you doing for a living up there in the city? How do you?
I feel like a form of entertainment.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, I feel like almost like an actress kind of feel. Like because I'm making up my life. Mm-hmm. But I feel like I live like a star life.
And is it like in where is?
I feel like it's like New York kind of feel.
Oh, okay.
Like I feel like it's like a city like that, but I feel like I'm living a very glamorous life, and it's very party life, like a lot of parties and.
So are you no longer the little isolated person?
No.
You're a social being now?
Yes, very much so.
So how did you get to being such this carefree person compared to what you were before?
I don't know, actually. I don't know what I'm seeing or why I'm seeing, but I just know this life that I'm seeing is very very flamboyant.
So,
I see a very flamboyant life.
So if you were to
I don't know.
place a mirror in front of you.
I have dark brown hair, and it's gorgeous. It's elegant. I'm elegant. And I'm gorgeous. I have very fine features, a very beautiful fine nose, and a nice jaw, and a gorgeous body, like a little tiny waist.
Mm-hmm.
And I just look fantastic. I am so beautiful. And I love the feeling of this beauty, of this body, of this glamorous experience. I don't know if the two have anything to do with each other, but I like this life better. This glamorous life.
So are you wearing more colorful things?
Oh, I'm just wearing very elegant things. Matter of fact, it's not colorful. I see myself in a black dress. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. I'm very much here, but there. So
when you think of the black dress, before you were trying to describe like the little girl in the lacy type dress, but it really wasn't much, and
it was very
still
plain,
kind of cloggy-ish, like
yes,
but not very delicate and feminine.
Right. It was not feminine. I'm very feminine in this lifetime.
Okay.
Whatever this is, I'm very feminine. And matter of fact, I see heels, very nice heels, and this like a cocktail dress. It's very form-fitting and gorgeous, and classy.
So, why don't you take me to where you live, where you sleep and eat?
I feel like I live in, actually, this is not the same time era. This is not.
Okay.
Okay, so what I'm seeing, it's like a I don't know, maybe it is, and it's just the city's different. Because what I'm seeing is like taller buildings.
Okay.
Where like apartment style buildings, where it's not, this era is not new. I would say it feels like the 30s or something. Not the 30s, but it feels like something more established.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if I can get, maybe the,
Well, you
20s or...
mentioned that there were still horses and...
Well, I mean, I don't know. It just feels like it's more established.
Okay.
Like, it's not a one-story... where I'm seeing... It's like I'm seeing two different things. Okay, this is what I'm seeing.
Is it more brick and mortar and stuff?
Yeah, it's got like a stone. It's like
Mhm.
a more of a stonish brick kind of feel.
Okay.
So it's not the wood.
And are the roads paved, or do they have cobblestones?
Let me see, because yeah, this feeling is just, to me, is so much more than before. So everything is escalated
Mm-hmm.
in its style, and I would have to say I'm looking, and these buildings are more stonish, like the ground. I'm looking at this particular scene, and the ground is, it doesn't have cement, or it doesn't have the black top or anything. It still is made for horses.
Okay.
So it just feels like it's just more established, more developed.
Mm-hmm. So maybe when you were younger, possibly, you were just really out in the prairie in a sense, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and then, like you said, you're now in the big city.
Yeah.
More
And it was
established.
developed. It's more developed, but it still has, I see black carriage, like the tall top
Mhm.
where you open the door.
Very richly.
Yes, is what I see.
Mhm.
And
Okay.
so it's just a better place to be.
So when you go to where you live,
But they have really nice clothes. I like their clothes.
yeah.
But you know, it's so funny, because I don't see color here either. But it's a lot of black happening. Like, everyone's wearing black, which is really weird. Very weird. But I like it. It doesn't bother me. It's still, because it's more elegant materials. The materials are finer.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Thinner.
And it's like the people smell better.
Mm. They probably take baths more often, huh?
Yeah, that's what I'm getting. Yeah.
Okay, well, now that do you seem like you share your life with, this life in the city with anyone, or are you still by yourself, though?
You know,
Just wanting to be totally free.
I feel free. I feel free.
Okay.
I feel like I'm just enjoying my life.
But you're feeling successful?
I am. I'm feeling successful. I do.
How does
I
that feel?
It feels empowering. I feel like I have my head up high.
And that might be why you blend in so well.
Mm-hmm. I feel like I have this air, like I said, flamboyancy. I feel like if you were to meet me, you will love me. Because I'm very, I'm able to speak the same.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know if it's because I was reading and I was educating myself
Uh-huh.
that I could do this.
So when you say you're in entertainment, what type
I
of...
feel like theater.
Theater?
Like I feel like part of something like that. Let me see if I can look into that. Because I feel that feeling of acting. I just feel like that, like acting of some sort.
And how do you feel when you act? What does that make? How does that make you feel when you're up on that stage? And
It feels good. And I feel this feeling of being. I feel a feeling of feeling really good and very empowered. Like able to express. I feel like an ability to express myself. So however that translates, I'm not sure, into my career or something, but I just know I have the feeling of expressing myself and not giving a damn.
yeah, because you've got this life that you've created for yourself now. So,
trying to see if I can see what I'm doing for work, or if this is just what have I created. I feel like there's money around, and I'm not sure if it's mine or if it's another man's. Like if it's men's money.
mm-hmm.
There's a faint air that some men have given me a good lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I feel. Because I see flashes of young men's faces.
But you're not having to feel like you're tied to anyone.
Right.
And have to,
Yes, I'm no one's particular, but I feel like I've had some affairs
mm-hmm.
with certain people who have let me live a very lavish life.
Okay.
And there's no harm in that. I mean, I don't feel anything bad for that. It was at the times. It was fine.
Well, the 30s was about that. I mean, it was a time where women were starting to kind of do a little bit of breaking free, with the floppers and everything. Or flappers.
I know, I heard you flap. It's okay,
Does it feel like it's the time of when the Prohibition was happening? Do you feel like you're able to, or was it before then?
Say that again, because I'm getting a feel. So,
does it feel like a time during a Prohibition or before the Prohibition?
No, during.
Okay.
I'm getting a really strong yes on that one.
Okay. So.
I don't know what era that is.
That's around the 30s.
Oh. Because it feels like between 20s and 30s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But that was definitely a hit on that, because there's a lot of partying, though. Like the higher class gets to party.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So I would think this would be before the Great Depression.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Yeah. So
it was before then.
Mid 20s.
I'm getting very strong on that. Yes.
To begin in the 30s. Okay. Very good.
Yes.
So let's close that scene and move ahead to another important time in that wonderful lifetime as Liz. And once you get into that lifetime, I want you to describe to me what's happening. What are you seeing?
I feel like I lost it all.
What happened?
I don't know. I'm like older, like in my 40s or something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like older women, but I feel like I've lost everything. Like everything just like I lost it. I don't know. I don't know how old I am, but I feel like I'm not old, but I'm still like I'm not in my 20s. Like maybe.
So if you look around you, I mean, what is?
I don't know.
What does it look around you?
All I see is a feeling, and I see my face, and I see disappointment, of loss, of just loss, like losing everything. That party's over. That party it's all over.
Are you in somewhere? Or are you outside? Or
They're just showing a glimpse of a moment of feeling like that. Like I'm in a house, but it's almost like an empty house.
is it a big house?
Yeah. I feel like it's a big house.
Did
And
you?
we lost it all.
So when you say we, were you with someone?
I think I might have been married. But I definitely don't feel the same way as before.
Is the person that you were married to, what is he doing? Where's he at?
I feel like he's sad too. I just see a man with brown hair, like lighter brown hair, and it just feels like the word defeated, like just
But you've...
like everything's slower now. So much, there's no movement going on.
Around you or
Yeah.
other people?
Just in general, there's the movement's slower around, like all of us, like us. There's just there's just slower movement. It's like that happy time is over.
Mm-hmm. So do
I
you
just
have
see
any...
myself trying to look nice,
Uh-huh.
but not really. It's not real. It's like I'm trying to fool myself. And you know, the woman who wears all her jewelry to not feel poor?
Yeah.
That kind of feeling.
Do you have any jewelry left?
I have a few nice things left that I'm holding on to. I don't want to give them up.
Do you have any children at this time in your life?
No, I don't feel like I do.
Okay. So how do you feel like you're going to rise above this?
I don't know. This feels very bleak at this moment.
So what happened? Let's go back to the time that this all started, this loss. What caused this loss?
I feel like the economy just changed.
So with the acting though, couldn't you continue then?
I don't know. I don't know if there's a need for such things right now. I don't know.
So did you continue acting when you got married, or?
I don't know. Let me see. I don't know.
Let's go back to the time that you met your husband, this light brown hair man that you...
I feel like I met him at a party.
Okay.
And he seemed to be very well-to-do.
He was very well-to-do?
It feels like it. He dressed nice. He was dressed in a black and white, like tuxedo look.
Uh-huh.
And debonair kind of feel. And I feel like there's not much, there's like a feeling of a great fast-paced relationship, very fast-paced. Like, a lot of fun. It's very fun.
And what is his name?
I see the name Luke.
And what does he do? Where did he get all his money?
He seems to do business.
And how do you feel when you look at him?
I feel good. I like that he does business. That he's a businessman. I like that.
Does he make you feel good as a person?
He does. He makes me feel feminine.
Not like the little girl in the prairie type
Not at all.
dirt.
Mm-mm.
So if you look at Luke and you're looking into his eyes, the eyes are the windows to the soul. Do you recognize him as anyone in Kathy's current lifetime?
No.
Okay.
He's got soft eyes.
He has soft eyes?
They're blue. His hair is like golden brown. Kind of reminds me of the look of one of the princes from Sleeping Beauty or something. He's a very good looking man. Masculine. Nice jawline. Nice head of hair. Makes my right leg, my right shin tingle. I just see him getting together with other businessmen and doing business deals. What he does, I don't know. I don't care.
So as you carry on your life then with him, do you enjoy that lifetime?
I'm at a scene right now where we're arguing.
What are you arguing about?
The struggle that we're experiencing.
Oh.
I'm yelling at him. Like he had messed up or something. Like perhaps what he did caused this. Maybe he did a bad deal or something.
And what is he saying to you?
Not much. I see us not really speaking. And he's going for a drink at the house, like we have. He has a thing in the office or something, like for a drink. And his attire is disheveled a little bit, like he's had like this is a hard on him. He doesn't seem put together as much as at this point. He also feels the stress of it.
Mm.
It's like I feel like he had some money put into something, and the money's now gone. He lost all his investment, is what I feel. And now, what are we to do? We basically was living off of his income.
So
what are we to do now? I don't feel like I was working.
yeah.
I was depending on him, and he lost it.
Could he try to get with some of the people before, or sell a couple of the things that you own to try to reinvest or something? Or
I don't know what his plan is at this time. I don't know. I just know that I feel that his investment has really brought us to our knees financially. And I don't know the plan. There is no plan right now. It just is.
But does this bring you guys closer together?
No, it creates a rift. It's created strain. I think that I loved the money more. I don't know. I just feel like very the security of it all. You know, the security. I just don't know how to feel right now.
So does he know of your life as this is
No.
poor girl on the prairie, or
No.
Okay.
I'll leave her behind.
So he doesn't understand really the depths of how this affects you then.
No, he just probably not.
And do you ever tell him?
No.
Okay.
No need.
Oh.
I don't want to revisit that. That's not my life.
But if you went from the bottom and you went to the top, you can, I'm sure if you're gone to the bottom again, you can rise up again.
No, I was young then.
Is it harder now?
When you're older, I'm just older. It's not the same when you're young like that.
Yeah, but he's
him.
he's
I don't
a
know what
man.
he's going to do. He could probably rebuild. I'm sure he could rebuild. But at this moment in time,
It's not
here we are. We're at the bottom, and now
Yeah.
there's nowhere else to go but up.
Sometimes when you're so caught up in that bottom, it's hard to see, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Is that kind of like where you guys are at then?
Mm-hmm. Very much so.
Okay. So let's move ahead to another important day and time in that lifetime. And what's happening now?
I feel like you can breathe better.
No stress?
So much better. Oh, that was nice. So we have found our footing again.
You what?
We have found our footing again.
Oh.
We can breathe. We've come up above it. It's such a relief, a feeling that's kind of weightness, a weight lifted off of me.
And how long did it take you to regain the finances?
A few years, really. But it feels better now.
Are you as rich as you were before, or?
No, comfortable. Like, we're okay. We're okay.
That's good. So what did you...
I feel like I have a TV. I feel like, and this is just, I'm going to go with what I feel. I feel like I don't know. Yeah, I feel like there's
How old do you think you are now?
I feel like late 40s or so, easy.
And is your husband still in business?
Yeah. No, what's this? Mm-hmm.
And are you still in the same city?
No, I feel like the suburbs.
Ah.
Mhm.
And how do you feel now? You said that you feel a lot freer and lighter, but are you happier
Yeah.
now?
I am. I'm happier. Like I'm calmer. I feel like I've grown. I've really grown a lot since that had happened to us. I feel like I've got my head on straight more. Like I know what's important in life, and it isn't the things. The things are nice, but it isn't the extreme wealth. It's not what it's all about. I feel like my hairdo is bouffant.
Is what?
It's like bouffant.
Uh-huh.
I still am very classy. I've never let that go.
So, did you guys grow closer together now?
Yeah, we're much better.
That's good. So now, I would like you to move forward to the last day in that lifetime. To the day that you took your last breath in that lifetime. Can you describe to me what you see? Where are you at?
It's hard to focus.
How do you feel? Do you feel like you're laying down? Or do you feel like you're walking?
I feel like I'm laying down.
Okay.
I feel like a nurse is there.
Are you?
And she's got an old school nurse hat.
Are you at your house or?
I wasn't sure, but I don't think so. I think I'm at a hospital.
Is there anyone else around you? Is your husband there with you?
I think that I see him on the left side of me.
And so when
But
you look at him,
he's not like super old. I mean, he's like old, but like we're not like super old.
so
Let
how
me
do
see
you
if I
feel when
can
you look
connect
at
it.
him?
Let me see if I can connect with this, because for some reason I'm going in and out of something. I feel endearing to him.
How old do you think you are then?
Like maybe my 60s.
So let's now have you take your last breath in that life. And as you leave that body, I would like you to tell me what thoughts and feelings come to you as you leave that body.
comfort.
I'm sorry, what?
Comfort
Comfort.
and like free. I feel comfortable.
And as you look back at that lifetime as Gertrude and Liz, what was the lesson or purpose of that lifetime?
I'd have to say the lesson was possibly to follow my dream. Just because it isn't everybody else's, like everybody else is doing it, didn't mean, it means that you still have to do what you have to do and what you feel inside. To create your own life the way you want it to be.
And do you feel like you did
Despite anybody
that?
else's, yeah. I totally did. I totally created everything that I wanted, and I could do it.
So there's really you have no regrets of that lifetime, is there? Being able
No.
to know that you accomplished everything that you set out to do, huh?
There is no regret. I had a beautiful life. I got to have extremes in that life, and I got to experience both ends of the spectrum, and it was good. I had a decent relationship. It was good. There was nothing that I have to look back on and say, I didn't do it. Because I did it.
Mm-hmm. It didn't sound like you had any fears to anything.
Mm-mm. No. I didn't.
So now that you have passed, what do you do? Where do you go? What are you doing? You have such freedom now, and where is it that you feel like you go?
Mm-mm.
Or do?
I feel like right now I'm just hanging out.
Are you still watching?
Mm-hmm. I'm still here on the earth plane,
Wow.
and I'm just hanging out. I just needed to be out of the body and kind of waiting till everything settles down.
And what sort of things settle
Like
down?
a funeral, and just hanging around for that. Just making sure everything's okay. I feel very at peace.
So you're just there, you're sticking around to make sure that Luke is doing okay and handling it all right?
Yeah, I just feel like there's no pressing place to be right now. I don't feel like I have to be anywhere.
Do you sense anyone else around you?
Mm-mm.
What kind of feeling is it to just be able to observe and float with such freedom?
The feeling I'm feeling is just not needing to be or do anything. I just get to be. There's no need for anything. Just to be.
But when you look down at the funeral, you mentioned at the funeral and stuff, are you able to help or sense anything while you're there to the people that you're watching?
Mm-mm.
You don't interfere at all?
Mm-mm. No. Just being.
So you understand the
Doesn't-
purpose of that life, of the accomplishments, and now are you just kind of resting then in that sense?
Yeah, I'm just kind of like, it's almost like feeling like a buoy in the water. Like if you're just a buoy, you're just floating, man. You're just floating. You're not going anywhere, but you're not needing to do anything, but just be there and bob up and down.
Yeah.
So I feel like I haven't gone anywhere. So I feel that since I haven't gone anywhere, but I don't feel like I have to yet, or I don't feel impressed to stay and connect to anybody either. So I don't know why I'm here. I don't know why I haven't moved forward and moved on. But it's almost like I don't care if I move on, but I haven't yet though. Completely, no. But at least I'm out of the body.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good thing.
Why is that a good thing?
That's constraining.
Mm.
There's no constraints. There's no being in a limited body. There are limitations from that aspect. To be in a finite body. Not like when we're free to move and go anywhere we want to project ourselves. It's not the same when you're in the body as when you fall asleep and you can project yourself anywhere. And you come out of the body while it's resting. Something similar like that.
Sounds like a glorious feeling. Is that how you would describe
Peaceful.
it?
It's
Very
very
peaceful.
It's very peaceful. Because when I move on, I gotta move on.
Yeah.
I gotta do again. You know, when we go to the other side, we have to do things. So at this place, I don't have to do anything.
Oh, so that's why you feel like you don't need to go and rush
Yeah.
anything, because
I just did something.
yeah, it's like just kind of have that calm peaceness, like you said, the peacefulness, and before the need of feeling for another job or something.
Yeah, no work here. Just be.
Do you feel like there's a whole like connection or oneness to everything while you're just being? Or do you just
I do feel more expansive. It's not the same as the other side, though. Completely over the other side. That's another level. That's when everything is connected. Completely. Where I'm at, I can sense things. But I'm still can be in my own sphere.
So when you sense, that's when it's just like, okay, I know it's now my time to have to go up. And
Yes.
I see.
They're letting me. They just let me. You know, it's funny because they let me really do what I want.
Mm-hmm.
They don't interfere too much with. They just let me.
When you say they, who are you referencing
And
to?
my guides and stuff. They just.
Yeah.
They don't pressure me. They don't. I mean, sometimes they get on my ass, but they for the most part let me just do my thing.
Well, they probably know that you'll be coming around, and
I think I set it up that way.
Space.
They know me.
Have they been with you for a long time?
Or some of them. Some of them they haven't. They come and go. Depending on the situation.
How many guides do you have? Or do they change?
They change.
Mm. Do they change
about
depending on your
2 or
life?
3 that stay with me, but a lot of them just come and go.
Mm.
Just depending on my situation that I'm experiencing of what I need. And certain ones will come in because they have an expertise that they can offer.
These guides, have they had lives on Earth or other places before? That can give that expertise in whatever struggle you're going through?
I feel a couple of them have not, but I think some might have.
Oh.
There's a couple of them that have not.
Are those the ones that stay with you all the time?
Those are the ones that stay with me all the time.
Ah. Do they have a name? Or are they willing to share their name with you today?
You know, one's coming to mind, but I'm not certain if I need to sit with this more to make sure that I'm not influencing the name, because I've heard the name before. I really just sit with that because it keeps flashing over and over and over and over again. So I want to say the name Condom, but but I'm going to go into that space and just verify, okay?
Okay.
I'm not getting confirmation either or.
Okay. Well, maybe it will come in
If I
time.
do, I'll tell you.
Okay.
I don't know why I'm doing this.
What does it feel like?
I feel like there's a resistance right here.
Okay.
Like this right here.
So if you think within yourself and you look into yourself, into that area, you can even imagine that you're a tiny little being inside yourself in that area. What does it look like? You can look into your heart chakra area and see if there's a block, or if there's something that's just blocking. And just imagine that you're taking the bright white and golden light energy and just spraying it down and clearing it out. Releasing any blockages, tension, or any fears that might be holding you back. And once you do that, and you start clearing out whatever is there, I want you to just breathe it out and let it all go out into the universe so that it can continue to heal with love and light. And once that has been done, please let me know when that has been finished. And don't forget to take nice deep breaths as you're doing that. Can you let me know how you're doing with that?
It's something's moving, which is good. It's becoming more expansive. But
just put reassurance into yourself in that area that
I think because it's not coming right immediately, it concerns me.
well,
Like the imagery came immediate before, and the imagery's not coming immediate.
but that's okay.
So what if I don't contact them? What if they're not here?
Well, let's not worry, because they'll come in time, because this is your time and you're here, and we've asked for them to be here. But just know that there's no need for any fear. There is no need for any doubts. You can let those go. And let's just take a nice deep breath in. And as you let that breath out, I want you to think and imagine within your mind that you're letting go of any self-doubt, any fears that you have generating about yourself that may be holding yourself back. Anything where you're placing judgment within yourself, or even unconsciously onto others, letting it all go. And as you let that go, are you noticing any changes or differences within that area now?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Do you notice any difference?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
You feel better now?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to ask now that you have let those areas go, do you feel that you have let it all go?
It's good enough.
It's getting there?
It's good enough.
It's good enough? Okay. Well, we want it to be the best that it can be. And we're going to work on that some more. So what do you think that you can do, or what we can do, to make that shine so brightly and be so clear that you can feel that energy just traveling so well throughout?
It's being done right now.
Okay. And can you let me know once that has been completed? Because we don't want you to leave and just be good enough. We want you to be powerful and at the best that you can be of who you are.
She needs to step out of the way.
She needs to step out of the way?
Mm-hmm.
Am I speaking with her higher self now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm going to ask that Kathy just relax and allow her higher self to be able to help guide you today at this time. To help guide and educate and heal. Because that's what we came to do today. Will you allow that to happen for her today?
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
My hand is numb.
Could be a lot of energy. So I'm going to tap your forehead.
Mm-hmm.
And when I do, I want to reconnect with her higher self. Am I now speaking again with Kathy's higher self? The subconscious. Is she letting you talk with me now?
Mm-hmm. I don't know why.
She had a lot of questions today. And I know also we really were eager to see if Dolores Cannon will help come through today. To help bring some insight to some things. And we would like to try to accomplish that today. Will you allow that for us to do that?
Let's try.
Okay. And may I ask, can you do a body scan on Kathy today?
Yeah, I know that there's some sensations going on in her body, and she's got a lot. She has to go to the bathroom. She's getting a cramp in her side. Huh. I think that these sensations are bothering this process.
Oh, you said she needed to go to the restroom now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Well, in just a moment, I'm going to tell you.
She's focusing on these sensations in her body, and she's not letting us come through the way we need to.
Okay. Will this happen and help once she goes to the restroom?
We hope so.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And we're just letting go of whatever fears and doubts she might have. And we were letting all of that go. Clearing it all out and releasing. And at this time, though, we were going to completely let her be the full Kathy that she can be, of full potential. Has she released all of that was blocking her throat area?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And now, are we able to go ahead and just put some beautiful light in there and some reassurance? And when I touch her forehead, I want to put in some reassurance, a full love and acceptance of herself, of her full self-worth and abilities, knowing that she is an individual being of great worth, of knowledge and love and light to be shared with herself and with others. And is there anything else that we need to fill that area with that will help fulfill her even more today?
Trust in the process.
Okay. So allow her to now fully trust in the process, fully trust in herself, fully trust in her guides, and fully trust in the power of her higher self.
Yes, there's more of an alignment now.
What was that?
There's more of an alignment now.
There's more in alignment now?
Yeah, there's more of an alignment now.
Okay. Okay.
I see a beam, a blue beam
Uh-huh.
that has like some gold edging that comes straight up and down into here. So it's good.
And what is that blue beam of light
It's
doing
connection.
for her?
It's connecting her to her third eye and source energy.
And how does that make her feel?
Like she's capable and connected. It's like getting white, like a bluish white now. And there's a sphere that goes around it like this. And then the beam goes up through it. It's very good.
Is this what she needed today?
Mm-hmm.
Am I able to now ask questions?
Yes.
Okay. May I also ask that you do a body scan on her today?
Yes.
To try to just look through her body to make sure that all her chakras are balanced and clear. And make sure that there's nothing else within herself that is unhealthy that we can help rejuvenate today and heal.
I need to work with her breathing.
And how does she need to work with that?
Stop holding her breath because she needs to bring in that breath of life. And she's been holding a lot. We don't know why. She chooses to hold.
Can you show her? Can you show her today what kind of breathing she should do?
Mm-hmm.
And can you describe it to her?
Purposeful. Deeper. It will raise the vibration of her body if she does this. She's been raising the parts of herself, but she needs to bring in deep breath, life to continuously activate and raising particles of her body. They need oxygen.
Will this also help ground her while she's raising her vibrations too?
Yeah, she's having a lot of, she needs a grounding for the energy output. She needs to go back up into nature. It's been a while. She's been going and doing other things, and she's forgetting that she's got to go back. Amongst all the things that she's doing, she still has to connect with the nature.
And once she connects with nature, is there any particular thing that she should do while she's out there?
She She needs to sit with the trees near the water. And connect into their root systems. And as she connects into their root systems, she'll draw up from the source. And she will plant that connection so she can be a more powerful conduit. She's done this before, but she's not doing it now.
It's probably even needed even more with how much energy she's been feeling, right?
Very. Mm-hmm.
She says that she doesn't feel like she's been sleeping very much either. Or doesn't feel that she needs to.
No, because she has excess energy and she's not placing it within, she's not connecting this energy source. So she's got a lot of it, like a lot of upper source energy, but she's got to become the full channel and ground it and as it's coming in. Then she'll be completely flowing.
And once she does this, what will this do for her?
Bring her more balance. It will take the pressure out of her head.
So that's the reason for it?
Yeah, she's only connected up in the top. She's neglecting her root.
Her root chakra?
She's neglecting her root chakra. She has to connect to the physical world. She has to connect to the earth.
Do you think she just doesn't feel like she wants to connect with the physical world?
No, she's been caught up. She just gets caught up in her head. But she forgets that it doesn't serve her as much if she doesn't do the other. She'll be more efficient if she does the both connections. She's not meditating. She needs to do this. We talked to her about her eating, so that she needed to fast. She's not done this.
So why does she need to fast?
It's going to clear out the old stuff that she's put into her body.
Oh.
And then that way we can work on her energy body, we can work on her physical body, and we can bring the elements and raise them to a higher frequency. But she knows this. We've been showing her, and she hasn't done it. She actually bought the stuff, but she hasn't done it. Like we told her, she can start gradual, because we know it's a big shock for her. She's got to wrap her mind around it, and she understands the purpose of this, but she has to do it. She's done good. We'll give her that. She is making changes.
Yeah, in the sense of like coffee and some of the other things that kind of hold us back a little bit.
She's done a lot better with her sugar intake.
Yeah, the sugar.
She's done a lot.
And
She's
the
done
milk.
really good with that.
There's a lot of people that have been experiencing that as well, and then kind of going into like more of a vegetable diet.
Yeah, she's noticing the changes in her body when she intakes something that's not good for her, and she's noticing how much damage it was really doing to her energy body.
Yeah.
Her physical body, it's not allowing us to come in the way we need to work with her.
So would that also help with her ability of, her psychic gifts and mediumship and such?
That has to do with more of her self-confidence.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it will help, but that's something that's already there. She just still needs to work with that, with allowing. She just needs to allow instead of trying to push something to happen. She just needs to allow the process.
Because she even noticed while we were talking that when it was forced, it didn't work. But then when she wasn't even wanting it to happen and she was just kind of caught up in something else, it started happening.
That's how it works. Don't try, just do. It's easy.
So the exercise we did a little earlier in releasing, and helping her to realize and to accept her worth. Is that going to help her, or do we need to do some more as far as her confidence? Or is this something she just needs to grow?
No, everything helps. It helps. And one of the biggest things that we were showing her is that to just allow and stop worrying what you did with her with the game. It was a huge difference in her energy field because she takes things too seriously. And we showed her that other life where she was playing in the beginning.
Yeah.
Because she likes to play, but she's forgotten to play recently. And when she forgets to play, she gets all stuck. And then she goes back up into her head. And then she gets into this position that we're in now.
So are you guys the ones who told me about the game, and that's why I said it?
She needs to play. She's very childlike inside. And she understands what it is. That was her language, to play.
Oh.
Yes. You receive well.
Oh. So she said that she was looking at starting the inner child sort of nonprofit with helping others and reconnecting with their inner self.
Yes.
And she even said to her today that how can somebody who's has a weight issue try to counsel someone on their diet? So she needs to reconnect with her inner child and release that more before she can really successfully do the nonprofit?
Not necessarily. She has
Okay.
connection with it, but what happens is that she gets into a business mindset and then disconnects herself from who she is, and she's very childlike energy. And so what we've been showing her is that she needs to move over into the more authentic version of herself. And it's not going to look as professional to her, because when she gets in that mode, it becomes very cold and distant, because she's not connecting at that point. And when she just relaxes and has become herself, then she's tapping in. She has done a lot of work on her inner child. She's capable of helping others with theirs. But don't go into that cold business world that this world has taught. You don't go there. It's not necessary. We have to be our own authentic signature. That's how her success will arise.
So it sounds like also the breathing.
It's even helping her hand. It's helping her hand get that flow back. There's no more numbness. She was holding that space and cutting off that. This is good for her to hear.
The breathing too will help. Just having that exercise and being able to recognize, oh, I'm starting to go into that business mode. Let me kind of stop and just be, allow,
Yes.
breathe, and then
Yes.
be the authentic self.
Yes.
Okay.
The breathing will re-center her.
Okay.
Make her come back to center and focus.
So when you say center, that also brings to another question that she has in regards to her heart chakra.
Yes.
Is there any work that needs to be done there, or
No, it's
Do you
good.
she seems to have a lot of people referencing to her need to do some things and work on her heart chakra.
She had.
Oh, okay.
She's done it.
So she doesn't need
She's
to do anymore.
No, she's working every day with it.
Okay.
Every day she's expanding and she's putting the love towards self.
So she's doing the right steps.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She is. We had to make space. And as with the growth of the heart's chakra, the body has to again elevate itself. And so she's going through some body shifts, and that's okay.
Okay.
It's just a reminder to continue working with the body, to get it into the space to hold the frequency of the heart.
Ah.
Because her heart level and her spiritual heart is very big. The frequency is extremely different from the physical frequencies. So this is why we've told her to change things in her life, such as her eating, so she can then hold the energy that her heart space is in easier.
And that's gonna not, you can't do that if you're not breathing.
Exactly.
Okay,
She's doing better now, right now.
that's good. So can I go on to asking some of the questions that she brought with her
Yes,
today?
you may.
Okay. She was wondering about if there's any deficiencies in her body regarding some vitamins or nutrients. Would just the diet that you mentioned and some of the changes that you're already doing, is that going to already help that, or is there anything further that needs to be done?
She needs to bring in some more potassium and magnesium. And when she starts to let go of the overthinking,
Mm-hmm.
her hair will be better.
Ah.
She holds way too much thought. There's no need for as much thought as she puts in.
So how is the overthinking affecting the hair?
It stresses her out, and it just puts too much pressure and energy that's whirling around, and so that she needs to just let that go, and that's what the meditation will do, is allow her brain to rest.
Ah, okay. And the breathing too, for circulation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
She holds too much tension. It closes off the oxygen. It's not feeding the cells that she needs. She'll be fine. She'll be fine.
Okay. She says that she always finds these books that intrigue her, of all this knowledge or information that might help her, and then she just sets it aside and just looks at it and doesn't do anything with it. Why does she seem to have this fear of knowledge?
At that point in her life, she was really doubting self. And the knowledge that she's desiring would open her up, but she didn't feel that she had the right. I would have to say that her self-worth wasn't resonating with receiving that which she desired. Because she desired it so much, it would give her joy when you're in a place of that she was in without the self-love. You can't bring in joy.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, push it away. Push all the things that make you happy away because you're not loving self.
Right. Is she doing better now?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Oh yes. She has come leaps and bounds in that area
Okay.
of her life. She is loving self now.
And with that, though, does that also release some of her need of control?
She still has a thing about control. She's holding on. She's trying to create a structure that was formless. And to create form, she's trying to create the controlled environment for it. Instead of just knowing that it's being taken care of in the ethers already.
Yeah.
Just desire it and it will come. Not have to be concerned with the outer, but be more concerned with the inner. And the outer will show up.
So if she understands that, okay, I'm going to put this request out, and I'm going to request my guides and the energy of the universe to assist me, she just needs to know that whatever is in her path and purpose, it will
being
manifest.
done. Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So
Not
she
to worry.
needs to not worry.
Correct. Not to worry. That's what the control is. It's a type of worry. if you worry about it, you feel like you're in control of it, you're not in control of it. So feeling like she's out of control of it sometimes makes her want to, and then she creates the worry because she feels that that's some kind of a control of, well, if I worry about it, maybe it will come. It won't, it's backwards.
So can we work with her today with that? Because
Yes.
I'm sure there's a guide or someone that works with her that can just, remind her, whisper in her ear, whenever she starts getting caught up in it all and starts getting into that point of wanting to, like, okay, I gotta stop, I gotta be the business person, I gotta be this controlling person to make this or that happen, to remind her to just be and breathe, and even maybe just take a time of just sitting down and meditating for a second.
Yeah, we're showing her right now to bridge the two.
Okay.
So she can link them together. That one is not without the other. That she can still be successful in the business realm as long as she holds her authenticity.
Can you let me know once that is done?
Yes, it's connected.
I know she's really going to appreciate that.
Yes, it actually is connecting both spheres of her brain.
Okay.